This is absolutely wild as Jakob Poeltl and the Toronto Raptors impressed a ton of people today as the entire team stepped up, including Battle, who's just become a three-point sniper for the Summer League team, JFL proving why he is a bucket for the squad, and a whole bunch more players despite injuries getting sustained to the Toronto Raptors. Probably two top guys people were looking forward to watching coming to the Summer League. Despite two of those guys going down with injury, this team stepped up and we saw Raptors players really show why this team is an absolutely loaded Summer League team and why the Toronto Raptors fan base is really amped up for the future of this organization. Yes, we're in a rebuild. Yes, we're in a retool. Yes, we've shifted younger, but it looks like, again, small sample size, Masai Ujiri may have struck gold with some of his selections and pickups in the last few months in terms of bringing young guys into this Toronto Raptors team. So we're going to dive into it all in this video, but before we do, folks, again, if you're part of the 49% that hasn't hit the subscribe button just yet, you want to stay up to date with everything regarding this Toronto Raptors team, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button so you don't miss a single thing. But let's dive into it because I was very, very impressed. This is one of the wildest Summer League games I've seen in a while, and the Raptors were able to pull it out despite the fact Strother on the Denver Nuggets turned into Michael Jordan, turned into prime Steph Curry, the way he was drilling shots tonight. 32 points. Those percentages don't feel right. It feels like they were mistracked, as I don't recall this guy missing, except for maybe the last shot of the game where the Raptors kind of fluked out that he missed that sort of shot. But he had 32 points in this one. But other than that, him going nuclear, I don't think the Raptors did a horrible job on the defensive end. Toronto was able to really get this W and, taking the punches, taking the blows early on, missing a few open looks, which is how it goes. Your young team, you're shooting some shots and stuff. They were able to dig deep, grind it out, and get a nice, pretty commanding W. This wasn't kind of a fluke. Yes, it ended up being close down the stretch and stuff like that, but the Raptors kind of sustained control for most of the second half and got the W. And the first guy I do want to discuss and talk about is Jakob Poeltl, who is the Toronto Raptors first round selection this year, number 19 overall, and 12 points in this game, 3 of 8 shooting, 2 of 6 from the three-point line. Again, not the craziest of stats, but 5 rebounds, 3 assists. But what I saw from Jakob Poeltl tonight is, again, I brought it up sort of reacting the first Summer League game. Jakob Poeltl looked a little bit timid, a little bit, hey, this is my, there's a pressure on the first round pick on a rebuilding team. How's this going to go? And tonight looked a lot more comfortable, looked a lot more fluid, especially as a scorer out there for this Toronto Raptors team. And frankly, I just love his quick release that he has shooting the basketball, right? Sometimes, again, you have nice looking forms, so they take a little bit too long to get off. Jakob Poeltl gets it off fast, and it doesn't look rushed. It's one of those shots like Ochai Agbaji. You can definitely see his new look form. We'll talk about him a ton in this video. But when he's taking it, he's looking a little bit rushed. And obviously when you're rushing, it's going to be fast. But Jakob Poeltl's release, whether it's off the dribble, whether it's a catch and shoot jump shot, it is fast and it looks in control. It looks smooth. And for a young player, again, the three-point percentage isn't that all that elite right now in terms of stats. I mean, we can look at it here, right? Like we just discussed it, right? 2 of 6 from the three-point line. Not the craziest of efficiency, but it just looked a lot more comfortable and fluid. And him as a scorer, I'm really, really excited. Now, as I said in the first sort of G League Summer League game, right, he did impress me on the defensive end. Impressed me with his kind of ball handling, willingness to attack, to get to different spots and stuff. So again, he's not going to be a guy that's immediately just a nice guaranteed 15, 20 points per game, in his rookie year, coveted as a scorer. But I wouldn't be shocked if he continues to develop, puts on some strength. A couple of his drives, he's getting pushed off a little bit. I want to call it the Terrence Ross effect. He was the first player I had growing up to see, super athletic driving in, but you give him a little push and they just kind of go all over the place and they're making their drives. There's a little bit of that in his finishing game, but that's just a small sample size as well. Puts on some strength. That's something that can be fixed. But as a jump shooter, as a scorer, there's a ton of potential there. So I'm really, really excited with what we saw from Jakob Poeltl in this one. But he's not the only guy that really impressed for this Toronto Raptors team. And there's a few guys we can dive into. I mean, Jamal Shead, again, not putting up the craziest of stats, but is really a true floor general for this Raptors group. Had 9 points, 5 assists, 3 rebounds in this one. Again, playing some phenomenal defense, which is great to see. But JFL is a guy that deserves credit, deserves some praise, because again, with the glut of shooting guards the Toronto Raptors have on this group, JFL's kind of been thrown to the wayside, it feels like, in Toronto Raptors discourse, because we have RJ Barrett, we have Gradey Dick, we have newly acquired Jakob Poeltl, we have Bruce Brown, who's still on this roster. Gary Trent Jr. is gone, but that's, that is what it is. He's been a part of the discussion for a ton of time now at this point. And then even a DJ Carton, I feel like has overshined him, at least in the first game of Summer League and what people are looking at. So basically, JFL deserves some praise, deserves his flowers in terms of what he's able to do as a scorer. Was the guy they relied upon closing the game in terms of getting a bucket and proven why he's a bona fide scorer in this league. 16 points per game, 5 rebounds, 2 assists, 5 of 10 shooting from the field, 3 of 10. More efficient night from JFL in this one, which is nice to see, but, happy with his performance there. And, to stay on the frame of former two-way guys for the Raptors last season, DJ Carton didn't have as efficient of a shooting night tonight, but his quickness and his speed, DJ Carton, the way he just dribbles and then explodes out of nowhere, he had a couple of really nice dunks. Didn't make his three-point shots tonight, but again, that is what it is. But it's showing why he's a proper guard, a proper, piece for this Toronto Raptors team. But that's a lot of the guards that, got consistent run, got some consistent blow for this team. But Battle, man, Jeremiah Battle, that dude is a pure sniper. That dude, I know we're filled with roster spots, and I get defensively he got blown by a couple times and stuff, but that is one of the silkiest jump shots I've seen. Again, we talked about the quick release of Jakob Poeltl. You can do it off the dribble and stuff. Not much sample size there for Battle off the dribble, but when he catches it, it gets right in the pocket, and he lets it fly. He lets that thing go. It looks a little bit unorthodox, but it looks smooth, silky as anything. And when he makes it, man, it doesn't hit the rim. It doesn't bounce off anything. It is just pure cash. So Battle is a guy that I think has impressed a lot of Toronto Raptors fans. Again, isn't doing much else besides knocking down the three-point shot at an absolutely elite rate. But if you can do that, you can see in the plus minus. He had a direct impact on this game. In just 16 minutes is a plus 16 for the game. 11 points in this one. The Raptors got a clutch victory in that. And every single minute that Battle came out there was a very, very valuable minute for this team. So shout out to Battle, man. I hope he gets a camp invite. And then maybe, again, there's a lot of guys that are on this Raptors sort of summer league team that have impressed me. So really, really happy with what we saw from Battle. And then early Chomche. Again, not stats are going to blow you away. Tonight got a lot less rebounds in terms of what he did versus the other night. It was a rebounding machine. Had 4 fouls in this one, but 7 points, 1 rebound, 1 assist. Knocked down a 3-point shot. Randomly, he's taking these long middies. He's taking these long jump shots. And he's just horrible at the free throws. I mean, he had a couple of pure cash and then pure just really gross off the side of the net misses. But had a block in this one, which is nice. He's a proper rim protector. And you can really see what Masai Ujiri sees in him as a player. Again, the jump shot, made a 3-point shot in this one. But was able to finish around the rim as a big target, is mobile. And I want to say this. I'm going full screen for this. Erlich Chomche. This might be an exaggeration, but I don't know if it is. If you watch this Summer League game, I think you should be blown away the same way I was in this moment. That might be the fastest 7-footer I've ever seen. True 7-foot center. The way he is just speeding, from point A to point B. I'm not saying lateral quickness. I don't think we got enough of a sample size. I at least didn't see enough to have an opinion on it. But direct sprint. We watched Pascal Siakam for years. Run the floor, catch those lob passes from Kyle Lowry. I don't know if there's something in the water they're drinking in Cameroon, but holy smokes. Erlich Chomche, on like 3 or 4 different possessions in the Summer League game, was just looking like an absolute bolt of lightning. Driving lane. Didn't get a pass once. If he caught it, I don't know if he'd be able to control it. Had one moment where he didn't finish underneath the rim, but catching on the move. It wasn't one of these transition plays. But he gets up the court quick, man. If we had a guard like Kyle, if we have a guard like Immanuel Quickley out there, in this Summer League roster, that could be a few extra, again, little things with guys like this, two-way contract players that are going to try to find their way into the league. If Erlich Chomche can run the floor and get an extra 6 points per game, and however much run he's getting, just being faster than everyone at the big man spot and being able to finish at the basket, that's a huge plus. That's how Pascal Siakam earned his minutes as a raw rookie coming into the NBA. So, again, Erlich Chomche looks even more raw than Pascal Siakam did coming into the league. But, man, if he could come in and have that speed at the big man spot, that in itself is very, very valuable. So that's something that just eye test really shocked me watching this game and stuff that's going on there. So shout out to Erlich Chomche on that front. Mogbo and Gradey Dick, both those guys. Gradey Dick went out with an ankle injury and Mogbo went down with a back injury. Both scary looking stuff. Mogbo looked a little bit more comfortable in the offense tonight. A couple weird passes from Carlson, Dick, and Mobo in this one, but not a great sample size in this. Again, getting hurt and stuff. Gradey Dick playing the poor ankle there for a bit. But I was happier with what I saw from Mobo. Again, looked confident taking shots. Says he only took 1-3 in this one, but he did take 2 just from the eye test. I don't know if his foot was on the line for one of them, but one of them was at the end of the shot clock, but he looked confident enough taking it. And one of them was a proper mid-shot clock three-point shot. Because again, the question about Mobo is, can he shoot the basketball? Is he going to be able to knock down shots for this team? And he's taking them with pretty significant confidence, so that's a good thing to look at. But Gradey Dick and him, not the craziest of nights, dealt with some injuries. Hopefully they're all good. But these summer league, there's lots to talk about with this. But Carlson impressed me once again. Rebounding machine. 6 blocks in this one for Brandon Carlson. 5 points, knocked down a 3. Looks very, very confident in that jump shot and finishing around the basket. Carlson is a guy that I think could be getting minutes for the Toronto Raptors this season. We'll see how everything plays out at this point. But Ochai Agbaji had some nice slashes again, as I kind of mentioned at the top of this one. Rushed his 3-point shots a little bit, but that confidence is just going to have to come. He's playing the forward spot for this team, which I continue to find interesting. He's naturally a shooting guard, but that is what it is. But the last kind of shout out I want to give out to Samori Moore. It says he only has 2 blocks in this game. That's a lie as well. These summer league stat keepers, I'm keeping the eye test a little bit closer than this. He had to have had at least 3 blocks in this game. Just some nice defense out there from him. I don't know if he has a shot at making the rosters. Probably more likely to be a G League guy for this Raptors team, but is a really, really nice defender. Just watching the eye test and stuff. That's this Toronto Raptors squad. Tyler Perry came out and knocked out a 3 at the end of the quarter. Had 3 assists. Nice to see him, have an impact out there in his 6 minutes. I believe he was a replacement to Drew Timmy when he ended up signing out. But it's a good sort of squad. I'm really happy with what we see. It's exciting basketball. Again, the Raptors weren't that exciting to watch for the close of this year, but these games have actually been a lot of fun. So nice to see the Toronto Raptors action get people excited again. But folks, let me know what you guys think about the summer league team. What are your thoughts on this squad? And let me know in the comment section down below. You guys are the best. I'm signing out. Cheers.